I've always associated that American cocktail, a mint julep, with the deepest heat of midsummer. I suppose that's because at a formative age I read The Great Gatsby, and in it there is this pivotal scene when they're all sitting around deranged in the airless heat, drinking mint juleps before, everything happens. And I've used the ingredients of a mint julep, to mint and bourbon whiskey, to form a syrup for poaching peaches in, which is fabulous for giving deep southern heat to unseasonable fruit. I'm just going to turn this gorgeously aromatic syrup down to simmer, and then the peaches that are to be poached in that syrup can be cut. I wouldn't normally advise cooking fruit because fresh fruit is fabulous, but it's not very often, even in the height of summer, that you can get a peach you can really sink your teeth into. And there's something about poaching peaches that just seems to restore to even resistant and firm flesh all the lusciousness which is due to the peachy estate. If the peaches are at all unripe, and odds on they will be, then it's much easier to remove the stones after they've poached for a while in the pan than it is to do it now. The reason I choose white-fleshed rather than yellow-fleshed peaches is straightforward. They're more beautiful. I mean, look at this lovely pale flesh and that rosy blush around the rim. And the lovely thing is, when the peaches have been poached and you just slip off the skins, all that beautiful pink-red glow will have transferred onto the pale flesh. They're like fairy tale peaches. So cut side down, in they go. So the peaches are in. Now there's a reason why I use bourbon. Well, obviously it's because it's the key ingredient in a mint julep. But also, I just love the rounded spiciness of bourbon, which Scotch doesn't quite have. But if you've only got Scotch in the house, that's fine. Not red wine, simply because that would stain them and dye them. You'd lose all that beautiful paleness. I love the way the peaches seem to ooze their pinkness into the syrup, and then the syrup oozes back its bourbon spiciness, and it works perfectly. You don't need to make this up from scratch every time. You can let this cool after you've used it and then freeze it, and then next time you want to make these you've already got your syrup there. But I have to say, a really fabulous way of using this up is to boil it down so you have an intensely peachy bourbon syrup, and then pour it hot over cold vanilla ice cream. I'm going to turn these over now, and you'll see why I cook them cut side down first, because now they're cut side up, which means when I want to test them to see whether they're ready, which I do in a very primitive fashion by spearing with a fork, it means at least I'm not going to mar their blushing, humpbacked beauty. When they're cooked, they should feel tender but not flabby, and it's hard to be precise to say exactly how long this will take. When they're on the cusp of ripeness, maybe a minute or so each side should do it, but when they're really firm and underripe, you could go as far as 4 minutes aside. So, just take these lovely little babies out. Like fairy tale peaches. What I love about poaching peaches like this is that you get that hit of intensely fruity midsummer whenever you want, because you can buy peaches really all the year round. And since this takes all the winteriness out of them, it's fabulous. Summer restored. So let these cool a bit before I start manhandling them. And what I want in the syrup is for it to be even more intense. So this means hiving off some, like 200 millilitres, into another pan. Add a splosh more bourbon. And then let this bubble away, getting deeper in taste and colour and thicker. And then when this is cooled, you can pour it over the beautiful skinned peaches, dot with roughly torn up mint, and just eat and taste the whole of summer.